The girl put on a new dress. She wore a white veil. She was very happy. She asked her mother to let her wear it a little longer. Ellie agreed. However, when she returned to the room again, she was horrified to find that the girl's hands were covered with wrinkles. Ellie slowly approached to take a closer look. She discovered that under the veil was the face of an old woman.
What have you done with my daughter?
Are you mad? I am your daughter.
Ellie was terrified. She rushed forward and tore off the veil. But when she looked up again, the person in front of her had turned back into her daughter. Just a day earlier, the girl had shown her a drawing. She said she saw a family inside the house. There was a father, a mother, and a son, and an old woman without eyeballs.
She's always around, saying, "Come with me."
No, Anne, don't lie to me.
Honestly, Mummy. And she asked me things. Victor told me she's a witch.
Ellie was furious. She thought the girl was lying. But when she recalled the strange noises from the room a few days ago, Ellie became very frightened. To find out the truth, she immediately summoned the servants in the manor. She ordered them to open all the curtains, to look for anyone hiding in the shadows. But Ellie searched every corner, and found nothing. Then Ellie noticed an old photograph. She carefully compared her daughter's drawing with the old photo, and found that the two looked strikingly similar. Remembering that many families had lived in this villa, Ellie came up with a terrifying suspicion. That night, Ellie sat by the bonfire recalling what had happened during the day. Suddenly she heard the sound of a piano coming from the living room. Ellie was very scared. She gathered her courage and pushed the door open, but there was no one in the room. Even stranger, the lid of the piano had been lifted. Ellie quickly closed the piano, but when she was about to leave, she found the doorknob shaking violently. Before Ellie could react, a great force pushed her to the ground. Then the door was locked from the inside. Ellie was terrified. She could not bear it anymore, so she decided to go to town to find a priest for an exorcism and blessing. Before leaving, she ordered the gardener to carefully search for nearby tombstones, to see if a family of 3 had been buried in the manor. However, Ellie did not know that as soon as she left, the butler and the gardener began whispering.
It's safe to let her go.
Don't worry, the fog won't let her get very far.
Oh yes, the fog. The fog, of course. And when do you think we should bring all this out into the open?
All in good time, Mr. Tuttle. All in good time.
At that moment, the butler reminded the gardener that the tombstone had been exposed. The gardener quickly grabbed some fallen leaves and covered it up. Just as the butler had said, Ellie soon got lost not far away. She was surrounded by thick fog. Ellie could not see the direction at all. Then she saw a figure appear in the fog. As his outline became clearer, Ellie covered her mouth in surprise because the person before her was her husband who had gone to war. Ellie brought her husband home, but when the butler saw the man, he looked extremely shocked. The first thing the man did after returning was to see the children. He kissed his daughter sadly, but when Ellie called him to dinner, the man slammed the door shut. Ellie was very sad. She tried to have a proper talk with her husband, but the man said coldly, "Our daughter has already told me everything." Hearing this, Ellie